we're trying hard not to duplicate what we've seen and heard before. And if Bart talks here, he'll appreciate if we're inventive with the score. So we'll put in a syncopation and we'll add a quarter note.
Hi, I'm Sophia Ragavelas.
And I'm Sarah Galbraith.
Hello, I'm Simon Bailey.
I'm Scott Garnham.
Yeah, and we're talking to you from the Landor Theatre, where we're going to be doing title of show.
And we're having tea with Wilma.
Thank you, Wilma. Yeah. And Simon.
So my recent credits in the West End have been Never Forget, playing Chloe in the Take That musical. Les Miserables, I was the face of Les Mis. You might have seen this on the back of a bus. Mother tells me I have a face like a back end of a bus, so that's nice. Played Eponine and Fantine in Les Mis, and also played Sophie in Mamma Mia. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
It's a tough act to follow. I am originally from the States, and I did Phantom of the Opera. I did all 3 productions. I did the national tour, and I did the Las Vegas production, and I also did the Broadway production. And now I'm here in London, and I did Rita and Still Pier and Florence and Chess at the Union Theatre. And now I'm here at the Landor.
Yay!
I had the honour of being in part of the 21st anniversary cast of Les Mis. That's when it overtook Cats as being the longest running show in London, which was amazing. And I was also just part of the Phantom tour, first ever restaging of Phantom that's ever been done, playing Rouse. That was another big highlight as well. And another one, I suppose, is playing in the Donmar Warehouse with Passion.
You in the Donmar?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Don't look shocked.
No, it's good. I'm good for you.
Thanks, mate. Drink your tea.
I was. Les Mis in the West End, 25th anniversary at the O2. That was a highlight. I loved that. Playing the Spanish salsa dancer, Jose Reyes, in Never Forget, the hit Take That musical.
I thought you meant in Les Mis then.
I played that one as well.
Yeah.
Jose the Spanish dancer at the wedding.
He's lovely.
They were. That was a highlight. Yeah, lots of things. Also, I've been blessed.
Well, basically, the whole premise of title of show, it's an American show about 2 friends, and it's 2 guys writing a musical about 2 guys writing a musical. And basically, they see this email that's come from the New York Musical Theatre Festival, and just seeing if they want to submit something, you know. So Scott's character rings my character and just says, "Should we do something?" And then you have 3 weeks to do it because the deadline's approaching. So they just write everything that happens in their lives right up until the deadline. But essentially, I mean, I think the lovely thing about this, even though it's a quirky, off-the-wall, kind of zany comedy with some great tunes, it's just that it's a great story about, essentially, friendship. You know, so even though there's some crazy things that happen, and it's all chronological and all that business, but it's just a really lovely show to come and watch.
And it's very, very warm, and it's got a great heart to the piece. And yeah, we just have a good time, and so will you.
Wow, God, that's a really good question.
That's a great question,
If I was to write a
Wilma.
musical about Scott, what would I call it? Shut Up and Dance.
What? Shut up and dance.
Say mine.
Ah.
Positively Goofy. That would be mine for Sophia's because she's so positive and she's so infectious. Her energy is just so... I don't know, you just latch onto her positivity. She helps me be a more positive person. So, and she's also a huge goofball.
I don't know what she means.
Positively Goofy. Go see it.
Champagne Gypsy. Yeah?
The musical.
Champagne Gypsy, the life and times of Simon Bailey. Do you know?
I do actually quite like that.
Yeah. Do you know why? Do you want to know the process of that? Mm-hmm. Because in what we do, and what you do, for example, we live like gypsies. You know, live out of a bag. You go travelling on tour, different digs every time, and then you got all these like press nights, and you go out and drinking. So it's like Champagne Gypsy, Simon Bailey. Yeah.
No, I like it.
It's better than Shut Up and Dance.
I don't know.
I'd call Sarah's A Night with Miss Galbraith. Oh, because she's quite sensuous, Sarah, without realising, actually. And she's very She's very classy woman.
Wow.
So it would be the epitome of a class act. Yeah, an evening with Miss Galbraith. Javert in Les Mis. Yeah, because he's just ballsy and yeah, that's one of my favourite male roles.
I have to say The Phantom, but if I weren't saying The Phantom, I would go with... Well, it's coming into town, so it's on my mind, but I think the engineer in Miss Saigon would be such a blast. I think it would just be such a fun role.
There are so many great female roles, and it depends, I suppose, whether or not you want to go for the big sing ones like the Elphabas or the, But I mean, for me, the character I've always loved the character of Fantine in Les Mis because it's such an impact role. It's only on for about 20 minutes, but the story and the journey that she has, the impact that she has on that show, and that she has on the audience as well, is incredible. So I think I would, and it's got a Dream a Dream as well, which I think is one of my favourite songs ever. So I think I'd pick that. Truly, I would, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd like to have a go at Glinda in Wicked. Because what do you think, Fantine? No, because I think what I like about Glinda is I think it's when done properly, and I've seen lots of people do it, and they all do it very well. Gina Beck, she was great. She was great. Have you seen her?
Yeah.
She's good, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But what I liked was it's the sort of the journey of the character, from this kind of spoiled brat. There's lots of comedy to play, and then that kind of sort of in the second act where it becomes more serious and heartfelt. I think it's just a really well written part. Glinda. I'd have liked to have got Glinda in Wicked.
It's the bubble, isn't it?
It's the bubble, and I get to come down on a bubble.
Yeah. Pipe Dream.
Yeah, me as well.
Yeah.
Me as well.
Yeah. At the Union, loved it. It was very charming. And we went to support our lovely friend, Mr. Brown, Kieran Brown. And yeah, it was great. Loved the space, loved the place, and yeah, it was beautiful. Really lovely show.
I also saw Titanic recently, which was stunning. And I saw Nadim Naiman, who was Anatolian chess.
Oh, we both same one, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Titanic.
Yeah.
A Suffolk Playhouse, which was fantastic.
And the one I went to see before that, because we've got to have two others, I suppose, haven't we? It was I went to go to The Colour Purple at the Chocolate Factory, which was probably the best thing I've ever seen. Cynthia Erivo is just, incredible, and the whole show was brilliant. Because it's such a great house that, and to play it in the way it's been played, and with very 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 little set, and to still have the impact that it had. That whole cast was just insane. So good, and the subject matter is amazing, and it's written so well, and it was directed so well. It was incredible.
I'd have to say I grew up listening to Lea Salonga. Yeah, I listened to her and just loved everything she did. Then I was fortunate enough to do the 25th anniversary concert with her and just was astounded by her. She's still exactly the same, if not better, from what I've listened to when I was growing up. So I'd say her.
And Michael Ball was probably the reason why I wanted to get into musical theatre. Because when I was learning more about how much I enjoyed the music, and because I was a massive fan of his. Well, I still am a massive fan of his. When I was younger, I had all of his albums, and I watched him in things. I just thought he was brilliant. So he was probably the biggest influence I've had in getting into it.
I didn't know many people when I was younger. I liked shows and I liked doing it. I didn't know who sang what, or I knew the soundtracks. It's more as I've gotten older that I've been lucky enough to work with people that I've watched and watched their process and thought, I was looking to it with Hadley Fraser and watch how he approaches a role and the way that he, what he'd do with that. And we had Ramin Karimloo come in and play Valjean for a little bit, and just the dedication and commitment that those kind of people have to what they do, to be the best at what they do is kind of inspiring. So I suppose it was once I was in the industry that I got to watch people and go, you've got to up your game. If you want to be the best, you've really got to do things that other people would never do, And look at, even working on this chap here, it's been a pleasure, to work with Mr. Bailey on this little thing. So,
I'm a fan of Liz Calloway. I love Liz Calloway. But Patti LuPone, she just is the epitome of how to act through amazing singing. She does it all.
Yeah, I've got a funny one. I was on tour in Eurobeat, and we did a number after the interval where Mel Gilroy, who played this character Boyko, was in this big number, and we were sort of the sort of backing, I suppose, ensemble. And we got to gallop on from the wings. And as I went to gallop on, I caught my foot on one of the stage weights, and I started to go, and I was like, and we had a tray with glasses on. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to fall, and I fell flat on my face, right at the front of the middle of the stage, and the tray went, and I was like, it must have been like that. But to me, it felt like 6 years. I was just laid in the middle of that. I was like, oh my god, what do I do? And luckily, the show was kind of a parody of parody of the Eurovision Song Contest. So I just got up and went and ran off, mortified, red. That was pretty embarrassing.
I've had a very unfortunate incident in Les Mis when I sang the wrong words at the beginning of On My Own, and I sang On My Own pretending he's inside me. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's my claim to fame, and the worst part of it was when I went back about 3 years later to play Fontaine, giving it Larry Large. Someone sat there in the room and said, oh my god, did you hear about that girl who sang On My Own pretending he's inside me? And I went, that was me.
When I was in Joseph, I was playing the Pharaoh in Joseph. So I had to have these really big heels, and the steps you come down aren't particularly sort of wide, and they wanted you to just keep looking forward, because I was like that the whole time. But this one night I tried to brave it, and I tripped on the bottom step, and I did that face. You know when you see a businessman who walks up and she trips over a curb and she goes, oh, and look back and it's the curb's fault that you've fallen over. I looked at the step like it was the step's fault.
Brilliant.
So it's not a great story.
No, that's pretty good though.
Thank you.
I don't have any because I'm a true professional.
Oh, whatever. Great.
I don't have any good ones. Again, I can't top that. This is very our characters, though.
Yeah, it is.
Poor Susan. She can never
shame.
top Heidi.
Well, never mind, darling.
Who can?
Who can?
So come and see us at the Landor Theatre in Title of Show.
We open on the 7th of August, right through to the 14th of September.
And it's a great show, so come on down. Check us out. Cheers.
Cheers.
Don't miss it. Thank you.
And then we'll help to make it grow bigger.